Hi, folks. I'm Eric from Blue Ox. I would like today to continue on this positive story kick that I got on last week, and remembering some of the really wonderful things. And this story I'm going to tell you about happened in 1999 with our students. It was our first year of our school program. As we tell stories and as we listen to stories, I always want you to remember there's two stories going on at the same time. What's the story about? And then what's the story really about? And this story you're going to find out is really about every once in a while life sends you a road sign to let you know you're doing the right thing and you're right on track doing the right thing. So we started our high school program for our court-ordered community high school students, and in 1999. And in 2000, the internet was brand new. At least to us, the internet was brand new. And the teacher that taught the class, or taught, you had to have a licensed teacher here at all times with the students, and we had 18 students that year, found on the internet that a conference was going to be held, and they were asking for submittals from schools, and the conference was called Kids Who Know and Do. And you can look it up. I think that organization's still the biggest in the world and still in operation for project-based learning. So they were going to have this conference in San Francisco. Well, San Francisco is close enough. We could do that. So we submitted and said we'd like to be one of the presenters, and we got picked, which is amazing. We didn't know that at the time, but that was amazing. They get about 300 schools a year applying to be presenters, and they only pick 4. So we got picked. So what we did is we worked really hard for 4 months. The students did, making products and selling out of the gift store, all the stuff that they made, and they pooled all their money because we had to pay our own way to do this. We went on the internet and stumbled around on this brand new internet thing and found a hotel that we could afford, one that we could afford these 18 kids in, and was only 4 blocks away from the presentation center. So we were 1 block off of Market Street. We had to walk 1 block up to Market Street, across Market Street, turn left, and walk 2 blocks down to the Martin Luther Presentation Center. And then that's where we gave our presentation. So we loaded all 18 kids up in 4 different cars. We had 4 adults, 18 students, and 4 cars, no cell phones, and we caravanned down to San Francisco. It took us forever because we'd get separated and we'd have to get back together again. And it was quite a ride. It took about 7 hours to get to San Francisco, and it should have taken 5.5. But this caravanning, and then we have to go to bathroom stops every 20 minutes, and it was an experience. Well, we got to San Francisco. Miraculously, we found Market Street. Miraculously, we find the side street and found the motel blocked down the side street. And it's dusk. So we didn't, and we're tired. We are just burned out, all of us, the students too. We didn't notice anything. We just wanted to get in the motel. Got in the motel room, and the reason that we could afford this motel is that they would allow us to jungle 4 or 5 students in one room together, and by then we didn't have very many rooms that we had to take up, so that's what made it all work for us. And there was a swimming pool on the roof of the motel. Geez, it was a big deal to these students. Most of them had never been out of Eureka before. I remember Viv's car. She pulled into going out of town into McDonald's so that they could get a treat. And they pulled up to the drive-up window, paid for their, each one of them their Happy Meal or whatever they got. And then one of the kids, as they were driving away, said, aren't we supposed to tip them? They knew if you went to a restaurant, you're supposed to tip. They had never been to a restaurant before, but they had heard that you're supposed to tip, and it was that big a deal to these students. And we get down there, everything went great, went wonderful. These students were terrific. The only complaint from the motel is that we used too many towels. That was the only complaint that we had. We gave them an extra $20 for the towels, and they were ducky. So that's how good these kids were. Next morning comes. This is our day to present. And we got all the students together, and I talked with them, and I said, look, we're going to go up block, and then we're going to turn on Market Street and go up 2 blocks, and we're going to be there. Now, I want you to hear me. Do not try to out-weird San Francisco. You can't do it. Don't do that. And they all looked at me like, geez, old man, you don't know nothing. We are in San Francisco. We can be what we want to be. So we go downstairs and get all kind of lined up a little bit in front of the motel and go to walk up the street. Belinda, we're in the middle of the porn district. We didn't notice that coming in. Oh my God. Right next to the motel, it starts. Well, the displays in the windows, and these students just went ballistic. They went absolutely bananas, and jumping over parked cars and running out in that side street. Oh my gosh. This whole thing went off the rails. And all I could think of to do was to call the place that we were going to present and say, geez, I'm really sorry, the bridge was out and we couldn't get there and couldn't get across the river. So sorry. Well, all of a sudden, down our side of the side street, on the sidewalk, comes walking the most handsome black man you were ever going to see in your life. This guy was movie star handsome. He was, and he walked absolutely dead erect, ramrod straight, walking right at us, dressed to the nines, tailor-made suit, jacket, tailor-made pants. He had on a vest with a tie, spit shine shoes that you could have shaved in looking at the reflection in them. Boy, he was terrific, and a terrific bearing, walking with this terrific bearing like he owned the place. The most beautiful afro you were ever going to see in your life, and a live chicken nesting in the middle of it. And he walked through up by us. The students opened up, let him walk by, and the chicken's up there going, looking at everybody as he walks by. He got by us, walked down the street, and those students went boom into a military straight line. And we walked parade-style march up to Market Street, cross Market Street. We did the most perfect left-hand turn you can imagine. 2 blocks up, nobody said a word. They didn't say one word that entire run, or that entire walk up there. So the bottom line of the story is they nailed it. We had 8 displays in that room, and had divided the students up, and the students told about what the displays were and how they worked. We had brought the little Kelsey press, and we're doing printing cards on it. We had brought an anvil. We had brought a canoe, a 6-foot-long canoe that the Native American boys were carving out, a traditional canoe. All canning. We brought pressure cookers and stuff we had canned. That was food preservation before electricity. All of this. 8 tables we had set up. And at the very end of the day, we probably ran 200 or 300 people through that room. At the end of the day, a lady came up and went around all 8 tables, and then came over to Viv and I and Don Hotch, the teacher, and said, my name is so-and-so, and I put this shindig on. I'm the CEO of the Kids Who Know and Do organization, and she said, I got to tell you, this entire building is abuzz with something big is going down in room 202. And I had to come up and see what it was. And she said, I am going to break all of the rules of the organization. I may even get fired for doing this, but I don't care. I am going to invite you back next year, because we're going to be in San Francisco again next year. And up to that point in time, we were the only school ever invited back a second year, because they had too many people applying for it. So they rotated everybody. And the amazing part is nobody knew that half of our students had ankle bracelets on. And they didn't need to know. These young people just swayed everybody that walked into that room. And we wouldn't have even gotten there had it not been life sending that one black man with an afro and a live chicken. Because I was ready to cancel. This was not going to work, and I was ready to cancel. But that was a godsend to me. I couldn't have paid that guy to do a better job. Boy, it was amazing. An amazing trip. And on the way back, you're not going to believe this, we're caravanning again, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and just our side of Garberville, you know that long straight stretch along the river where it's 4-lane, nobody on the road, nobody at all, and all of a sudden, the Aurora Borealis started up. We don't ever see that. We're too low in the hemisphere. But it did that time, and it was like a gift to us. You done good. And we stopped, all 4 cars stopped. The kids got out and sat in the middle of the road and watched the Aurora Borealis at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you enjoyed this fun story. It was fun for me to remember. And see, in the print shop here, these are yearbooks we have every year that the students make every year. They hand set their own type. They print their own yearbooks. Mike O. These are some of the kids that we took with us that year. Oh, little Larry, I'll be dang. This is Luke. Luke is now a chef. Yeah. It was, and then they hard bind the book. So you sewed the signatures together onto and hard bind it, and then we printed our own covers. We were the only court-ordered community school in the state of California had a yearbook, and that's because we made it ourselves and didn't ask nobody for nothing. On this 1909 Treadle letterpress. So thanks, folks, for watching.